Hey guys, it's ARIBA and I'm back with another video for you guys. So today we are going to be cutting off these fried ends. So this is a DIY haircut at home. Today's video is sponsored by Dyson and we're like mad twinning today, and they just launched this gorgeous copper Dyson Corrale, and I'm going to be showing you guys some tips and tricks on how to style your hair using this glorious flat iron once we are done cutting our hair. I am a professional hairdresser. I do recommend that most of you that are not like savvy with the scissors at home do go see a professional. If you're confident enough, I say go for it. So we're going to be shaping my hair today. As you guys can see, all my layers are grown out. It just needs some loving. So when you go to a hair salon, they will normally cut your hair on wet hair. But for those of you guys doing it at home, I do recommend that you guys cut your hair on dry hair that's clean. So shampooed, conditioned, and then you want to smooth it out with a blow dryer as best as you can. And the reason you want to do this is because your hair shrinks when it dries, okay? And since a lot of you guys that are watching this are not professional hairdressers, you won't really be able to kind of get a sense of how much shrinkage you're going to get when your hair dries. So I don't want you guys cutting too much hair off. So we're just going to start with it dry. And I clearly need to cut one side more than the other. If you find that your hair grows uneven like that, like mine, that's probably due to breakage. So you probably just got more breakage on one side than the other. All you need to do is just make sure there's no tangles. It's nice and smooth, and then you just want to kind of get it right front and center, okay? And then we're going to be cutting that bit off, okay? Just like that. Snipped, okay? Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And this side we're going to be snipping a little bit more, okay? Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is supposed to be very friendly and easy to do at home, okay? So I'm not going to complicate this for you guys, so just follow along. And we're just going to grab our comb and you're going to set it on the top of your head, okay? And wherever that comb lays flat, that's the top of your head, okay? It's called the apex. So you're going to go ahead and put your finger right at that point, and then you're going to drag that section down above your ear, just like that, okay? And then you're gonna take this whole section in the back, and that's gonna be our first section. So when you section your hair off in the haircut, it's just easier to kind of deal with smaller sections, especially if you have thicker hair like mine, as opposed to dealing with all of your hair at once, trying to layer it, okay? So now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, and just go above the ear. You want to take the time to section your hair. This will just keep it like nice and clear and clean and organized so you can see what you're doing. Normally when I'm doing a haircut on a client, I would start with the layers in the back, but today I'm gonna start with the layers in the front because I'm doing it on myself, so it's just a little bit easier for me to do it this way. So we're gonna go ahead and just grab the entire section, and we see all of this goodness, right? So we're basically gonna find this end point here, which is the longest piece in our section. We're not touching this because it's already been cut, okay? Easy enough, right? And you're keeping your section combed 45 degrees, okay? And then you're keeping your fingers nice and straight, and you're gonna use your nose or your mouth as kind of the guide as to how far it's being pulled. So it's in front of your nose, nice and straight on the fingers, pulled 45 degrees down. Leaving the ends out, we're just gonna kind of curve it up. So now when you let go, you can see that we have this beautiful kind of like stacked layering situation happening here, okay? And that's our goal. So now we're gonna soften our bangs into our layers, okay? If you don't have any bangs, just skip this part. So you basically wanna grab your bangs, okay? And then you wanna grab your layers just at the top, so you don't need to grab all of it, okay? And we're just going to go ahead and take that top section, and again 45 degrees forward, and this time we're just going to go from the top, okay? So we're just going to do that, and it's just going to give us a little bit of a better blend, okay? And you can see I barely cut anything off, okay? This is just to kind of, you see how it's like blending softer now? That's all we're after, okay? Just a softer blend. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side, nice and quick. Grab your section, take your comb from underneath, 45 degrees forward, okay, right in front of your nose. And then right when you get in front of your nose, and we are just, and then once that's kind of staggered, you can see we have a very nice kind of stacked effect happening there. So now we're going to attach the bangs, and so you're holding your scissors straight down. They're not angled this way, they're not angled this way, they're straight down, okay? Now that our face framing is done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take out our section in the back here. And if you have a lot of hair like me, you can split this section vertically in two, but because I'm a professional hairdresser and I know how to kind of control hair, I'm going to just tackle the whole thing in one shot. As always, remember, we do not cut this piece at the bottom. That is the bottom of our hair and it's already cut, okay? So we're going to cut off this point and we're going to refine these jaggedy layers, okay? And anything that falls, let it fall, because that means it's too short to cut, okay? And cut those ends off. Perfect. So you see that nice layering that we have, and now we're just going to drop it in. You can see it's already creating such a beautiful curve, okay? And now we're just going to mesh it together with everything going on in the front, and you can see it's not jaggedy, it's just smooth, it's flowing, it's glorious, okay? So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to comb it out this way so you guys can kind of see what's going on. You want to pull it forward in front of your nose and cut it this way, okay? But I'm going to kind of curve it this way so you guys can see the contrast against the white wall and you can see what I'm doing, okay? Remember, we're not cutting this corner because this corner is the end piece and it's already cut, okay? So we're just going to kind of skip that little corner here and we're going to cut everything else. Okay, so you see how those ends are nice and clean. We have this perfectly rounded corners here. Everything is framed really, really well. So now we're going to go ahead and kind of texturize our interior a little bit. Okay, so you basically want to grab your entire crown, okay? And we're just going to texturize this, and this is going to be kind of like our cheat layers on the interior. And you basically just want to pull it forward all the way, okay? And I'm just going to pull it forward like so. So you're basically going to have them all forward, nice and smooth. And you're just going to cut right directly into it. Okay, and I'm cutting about like an inch off. You can do less, you can do more, okay? What you want to focus on here more than anything is the texture, okay? So we're going to grab our section, you're going to pinch it together. We're going to go straight in like this and texturize, okay? And you want to be generous with this if you really want to create that movement in your hair, okay? And I want lots of movement, so I'm going to go in at it like so. Okay, so you see we have these softer ends created. They're nice and jaggedy, and it's going to give us so much more movement than we had before. We have so much more movement happening. You guys see how much shorter my layers are now just from taking that little edge off and texturizing my hair. I officially have movement. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and quickly style our hair, and we're going to grab the newest member to our family. This is the Dyson Corrale, and it comes in this gorgeous copper color, and I've had it plugged in charging, but this is a cordless flat iron. You can always go ahead and grab the wire for the charger and plug it into your flat iron like this. So you can use it with a cord, or you can use it cord free, which is what we're going to do because we're fully charged. And fully charged, we get about 40 minutes of styling time. What I like to do, because my hair is so thick, is I like to leave my charger plugged in, and in between my sections I just set it back on the charger so it continues charging, because my hair sometimes takes a while. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to unlock our gorgeous flat iron here. I didn't put this on the highest heat setting. I know that this flat iron doesn't damage your hair like traditional flat irons because of the technology behind the plates. I feel pretty comfortable using it on high heat. They are flexible, and when you flat iron your hair, it feels like it's being cushioned. So they're very like soft, cushy, flexible. You can do literally any style with these. And once I'm like kind of halfway up, I will join you guys so that you don't have to sit through me styling all of this hair. Okay, so we have like a little bit of this like soft wavy vibe happening here, and I'm going to show you guys how it's done. It looks like it's blow dried, but it's not. It's a flat iron. So what I like to do just to keep myself organized is as soon as something is styled, I push it back behind my shoulders and I work on the sections that I am styling over my shoulder. Okay, it's just kind of keeps me nice and organized. So we're just going to drop down a section here, and then we're just going to tie up the rest and worry about this later. And for this technique, all you need is your flat iron and a round brush, okay? I'm using a concave round brush, but you can use any round brush that you want. You want to go ahead and grab your flat iron, and you're going to fold the hair away from your face, and you're going to fold it one time, then you're going to fold it again, and then you're just going to grab the ends, and you're going to very slowly slide it down, okay? So because this flat iron only needs one pass, you don't want to rush it. You want to go nice and slow, and one pass is all you need. And then when you get to the bottom, you're just going to leave it alone, okay? And it's very overly curly right now, and that's not the vibe we're going after, but just stay patient. I'll show you what we're going to do with it. So then you're going to do another section the same way, away from your face, just like that. Twist it twice, grab the ends, and then just slowly glide it down the section like that. Okay, and then when we have two sections curled, we're going to grab our round brush, and while the sections are still hot, which is key, in the direction that we curled, which is away from our face, we're going to go ahead and wrap the round brush, take it all the way to the end, make sure the ends are wrapped smooth, and you're going to just kind of tuck it. You're not going to squeeze it tight, you're just going to kind of tuck it. Let it hang. So while this is hanging out, we're going to do this side, okay? So we're just going to grab, and again, we're just going to curl away from our face. Okay, and one thing about this flat iron is if you leave it idle for too long and like it goes several minutes without being used, it can sense that it's not being used and it'll actually automatically turn off. Once we have our two sections, we're going to grab our round brush, and now we're going to go ahead and unravel each side once it's cooled, okay? So as you unravel, you just want to kind of give it a gentle twist. And that's it. So you guys see how it looks a lot bouncier now, and it looks more kind of luscious and blown out as opposed to looking like a perfect curl. That's the vibe we're after. It's coming along really well. It doesn't look blow dried. Love this technique. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just drop the last section, and I like to kind of drop it with my natural parting, but you part wherever you want. So for these sections, we're gonna do our bangs separate, and we're gonna do the little sections separate, okay? Back at the root, rotate it twice away from your face, and then just go, use the tip to kind of glide it down smooth. While it's still hot, we're just gonna wrap it in our round brush, like so, and we're just going to let it hang out, and we're going to worry about the bangs after, okay? Up to the root, rotate twice away from your face, okay? Now you're going to grab the two sections that you just did, and you're going to lock them. So if you're wondering how long you need to leave these sections in, as soon as you lock one brush in, go to the next one and just take it right out. It doesn't need to stay very long. And now we can just go ahead, take this section out too. So we're going to grab one side, and we're going to go right in at the root, and we're going to give it a flip like this, okay? And you want to pretty much go all the way around. Hold it there for a second, and when you let go, you'll see that you have this beautiful curve happening. So without touching the root that you just curved, you're going to go ahead and you're going to slide this all the way down like so. And look at that. This is kind of the vibe that I like to create when I'm styling my hair with my flat iron. All right, y'all, this is the final look. I am obsessed. Like a little bit of a trim goes such a long way. It just brings your hair back to life. Honestly, I only took about that much off. I'm gonna say it was like an inch, maybe an inch and a half in some areas. But my hair is just back to life. Like it just feels healthier. It feels lighter. Look at the movement we're getting. And it's just not falling flat anymore. So for you at home, when you want to figure out when it's time for this freshening up, here's a few indicators to kind of help you, okay? So if you find that your hair is tangling more than usual, it's probably time for a trim. If you find that your hair is going very, very flat on top and you're not getting any movement down here, it's time for a haircut. If you find that when you're styling your hair, your style isn't holding, it's time for a haircut. Also, just use your eyes. A lot of your ends will just look fried. And as always, I will leave the link for our Dyson Corrale down below in the description if you guys want to check it out. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me some love or some questions in the comments, and I will get back to you. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.